This episode is proudly sponsored by Ypsi Real, your go-to guide for everything real, unique, and unforgettable in Ypsilanti. Discover what makes Ypsi truly real.
What's up, Ypsilanti? It's Darius again, your host for the What's Up Ypsilanti show. And today I am joined by Elize Jekabson, who is the director of the DDA. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks.
Yes. So, tell us a little bit about your journey to Ypsilanti. Are you from Ypsilanti or?
I'm not from Ypsi. I grew up actually in Dexter.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Right next door.
Right next door. Ypsi wasn't part of my path. I started going to went to WCC for culinary arts.
Oh, wow. Okay,
and
cool.
I met a friend there who had a uncle that had a house that we could rent.
Okay.
Here in Ypsi.
Yes.
And it was a lot cheaper than Ann Arbor. I wasn't able to afford
Sure.
some Ann Arbor rent. This is years ago. So I was like, yeah, I'll go to Ypsi, and I didn't really have intention to stay very long. I didn't know anything about Ypsilanti.
Sure.
But then I ended up just staying an extra year because I started meeting some friends.
Okay. That's how it usually happens.
And I lived up on Summit Street, and I was like, there's a university right there.
Right.
Like, I should see what programs are over there. And
For sure.
then I ended up applying, got in.
Okay.
And so I was in the fine arts program at
Oh, nice.
at EMU.
Okay.
And through
What type
that,
of fine arts?
my focus was 3D arts and sculpture.
Oh, sweet.
So I also like to do furniture design, but I ended up choosing sculpture.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that really kind of, it was a weird path to there because I really, enjoyed obviously cooking because I had my associates in culinary arts.
Yes.
And then I just decided then to stay in Ypsilanti because we decided that we needed more places to show our art in town. And
Awesome.
so we
Yes.
invited all of our friends from art school and Ypsi folks that we knew
Yes.
to put up art shows around town.
Very sweet.
And that's how we ended up forming, with some business owners, we formed First Fridays.
Okay, tell us
So-
more about First Fridays.
Yeah.
And I didn't know the art aspect of some of your background, so that's really cool.
Yeah, and so because of all that kind of influenced me to stay, and I got really involved with the community.
Awesome.
So First Fridays, every first Friday of the month, it still exists today.
Yes.
And so that was in 2012 that we started it.
Wow. Okay.
And it's, a free and local event to just highlight art, arts, music.
Yes.
It's expanded, though, to highlight the restaurants
Yes,
and specials and all
yes.
that. So
And that's
it's grown
Ypsi,
a whole lot.
Ypsi focused.
Yes.
So that's great. Awesome.
Very Ypsi focused.
Yes.
So because of that, I got to know a lot of business owners.
Mm-hmm.
I got to know a lot of local artists, and that ended up, I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but
That's fine.
the reason I jumped into the downtown scene there was because I worked at a restaurant called Bonacera.
Okay.
So that's where my
Yes.
culinary degree.
Oh, excellent.
Played
I
in
was
was-
wondering if you moved into that or if
Yeah.
the arts were.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had a lot of jobs in the food industry.
Okay.
And so I finally landed at Bonacera, which was, I think a lot of people remember it as just kind of this quirky, kind of homegrown restaurant that was, it was queer owned, and it was just a really good community space. And
Yes.
so a lot of those art shows were happening there. And they had also, asked me to help put the art up on the walls.
Okay,
And
okay.
so because of that, I just fell in love with downtown.
Yes.
And then eventually, we had all these meetings with the DDA back then to be like, they were looking at what we were doing. They're like, we want to do more of what you're doing. Want to influence, more of this. We
Yes.
want more people visiting Ypsilanti, especially downtown.
Right.
And then one day they called me and they said, we're hiring, and are you interested?
Awesome.
Apply if you'd like to.
Yeah.
So
What year was this?
2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd been doing First Fridays for a while at that
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
So I applied, and I was the DDA coordinator up until last year, where
Okay.
I became the director. So
Awesome.
a very, very Ypsi path to
Yeah.
become the DDA director. But yeah, unexpected and
Yes.
whatever.
And it
it's been
seems
a
like a perfect fit, especially being in the community and just saying, hey, I'm going to start this because this is what we love and it's art centric. And, I tell people all the time who may not be from this area that I liken Ypsi to Brooklyn, with the entertainment and arts. And I think there was an article that talked about that some time ago and things too. But, it's just that creative vibe and energy. So going from that to being the director of the DDA, I guess, tell us what the DDA does. What does DDA stand for? Let's start with that.
So Downtown Development Authority. And so, man, what does a DDA do? It does so much. I was just onboarding a new board member today, and I was like, all over the place, like, oh, we do this and this. And really, we have 3 districts, and it's West Cross, Depot Town, and Downtown. And so each district has individual needs, and we basically help these districts, be able to thrive. So really DDAs are, there's a statute at the state that created DDAs.
Okay.
And the whole point is to, help communities reinvest right into their downtowns so that people want to come to your city and that residents want to enjoy the city and that the business owners can thrive and people can have jobs. And, we're all focused, we're all here because of Ypsilanti City, right?
Yes,
like
yes.
the community and the gathering. So it's really just feeding that.
How long has
different
DDAs
ways.
Been around? Like the state started establishing them?
In the 70s. So in the 70s,
I thought it would be around then.
yeah, a lot of communities were kind of just boarded up, empty.
Yeah.
Depot Town specifically, in our case, you hear the stories how it was kind of just motorcycle gangs back then and boarded up. No one would visit, and so that was not entirely unique to Ypsilanti. So they put together the statute that kind of allowed basically property owners and business owners and community members to really make decisions on how they can bring back their downtowns.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I was just thinking because I'm in my mind while you're saying that I'm trying to think of when the great migration was from downtown to the suburbs, and that's why I was wondering around that time if this is when that was birthed to try to balance that out.
Oh yeah, with every family getting cars as well. You just the need for living downtown and having those communities wasn't there as much.
Right.
Before all that time, this is where downtowns were where we all connected.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. And it's very interesting, too. I guess unless you're from here, you wouldn't know that the 3 different districts that you referred to are considered branches of downtown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's most other DDAs in the state, it's just their downtown.
Right.
Yeah, so it does get confusing. So, they're like, oh, celebrate Downtown Day. And it's well, we technically have 3, but one is called Downtown. So.
Right, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, it's it's the business corridors, and so these are, it started with Depot Town here, and then it expanded. Downtown got their own.
Okay, yes.
And then it expanded onto West Cross. And so all happened at different times, but still very different needs.
And some of the things that you, as a DDA, help provide is for existing and new businesses, some funding, grants, and could you share some of those things?
Yeah. So for existing businesses or new businesses, we have facade and rehab grants where you can, upgrade the facade of your building and also alter interiors. But it's really... We're looking at like projects that are more, facades that are transformative, but then also, a historic district is really not accessible.
Yes.
So that's an issue that we're seeing everywhere. And so a big part of our facade and rehab grant is to kind of bring our spaces into compliance with accessibility.
Okay.
It's always going to be a challenge, so those are a few of those sorts of things. We do special event sponsorships, and there's a lot of programs that we'll end up doing. Like right now, we're ready to launch our fourth year.
Okay.
of Explore Ypsi,
Okay.
where
Yes.
we're actually giving $10 gift cards to all the new EMU students.
That's awesome. Yes.
And so that is, encouraging them to actually step off of campus and try a place for the first time. So
Yes.
it's not just like, about the buildings themselves, but really getting people to come and help these districts
Awesome.
thrive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's currently there's a grant going on. Is it over now? But the security one?
Yeah. Nope, not over. They're available until they're not.
Yeah, exactly. Businesses take advantage of this.
So we had a string of break-ins about early spring, and we were trying to figure out who was what was going on here,
Yeah.
and it was really apparent that the people's systems were not to par, and so
The security system.
their security systems. So this is just something where it's a reimbursement to help these businesses get to the basic security that they need.
Yes.
Just a point of entry view, and so that they just have some recourse. And when these things happen, I know a lot of businesses did end up purchasing systems when all this was going on. So like we can be pretty flexible with these programs as things come up.
Which is really awesome. I mean, as you reminded us, that started, those little break-ins were in September, and here we are. I mean, I'm sorry, those break-ins were in spring, but here we are in summer, and there's already a program in place. That, to me, sounds like a great example of hearing the need and helping.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. So we have, our board is made up of business owners, property owners, and we have committees as well. And so a lot of the people that are really part of making the DDA what it is, they're out here every day.
Right. Right.
They're operating their businesses and they're seeing what the needs are. They're talking to their neighbors, and so I'm just I just answer to them. I give them some ideas too. But
right.
And so like aside from those sorts of things, we're also we're able to do bigger infrastructure projects. So like what we're really excited about is I don't know if you've been over to Ballard Street lot, but like that's something that we're hoping to bring back into a functioning and visible parking lot.
Yes.
We're looking at more projects here in Depot Town, and then downtown. We're doing a lot of looking forward for bigger projects, and kind of just putting all the pieces in place to see those sorts of upgrades.
Yeah, Ypsi is at such a pivotal and awesome place where being involved in some of the Detroit kind of renovations and things, I always felt that energy out there, which I'm feeling a similar energy in Ypsilanti. I just think that there's enough interest from different business owners and the working together and all these things. Do you agree? You feel like this is that kind of time? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I think, and Ypsi's always been this way. It's a great place to, like, if you have an idea to do something, Ypsi's a great place to try it out and see how it works.
Yes.
And a lot of times it will work. And then, and if it doesn't, like, it doesn't. But
right. Sure.
I think that Ypsi really fosters that sort of ability to really, work together, meet your community and and try things out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, and like you said, it's tremendous support. Even for whatever the business is, there's a lot of unique and different businesses in Ypsi that people support because people find niches and people who are aligned with those products. If I was a new business, how would I reach out to you guys? What kind of direction can you guys assist with on a new business?
So when a new business comes to Ypsilanti, we specifically the DDA, you have to be in the district to
one of the three.
One of the three districts.
Yes, yeah.
We also have other areas of town where there are businesses, and but specifically within the borders. But we're able to. First, you can reach out to me through our website, ypsilantidda.org, also my email. But we like to have orientations with new businesses.
Awesome.
And so, typically we try to reach out in time, but we don't reach out too soon because I know all the businesses are in over their heads.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't want to dump a bunch of information right when you're trying to
Sure.
figure out your grand opening. But we like to sit down and talk to the businesses and kind of offer our resources. Right now we're working on creating kind of like a more of a packet so that you know everything that's going on. And I want to have that available digitally so that when you're queued in as a DDA business owner, you can always go check this Dropbox or whatever it ends up being and see, oh, these are the events that are happening. Oh, this is the template that I can use to put a poster up for my business for this event, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
We really also, my office, I'm not a city employee.
Okay.
But my office is at the city of Ypsilanti, so there's a lot of confusion there.
Yes.
But, I can also help. I used to work in the planning department. My position used to be shared with the city, which it's no longer.
Okay.
And so, I'm aware a lot of what's going on in the planning department, and I can help out. Connect those businesses to those
Awesome.
to the right people at the city, because it can be really challenging to navigate, especially when you have so much other stuff going on while you're trying to open.
Absolutely. As a newer business owner in this area, I understand. And it's been very helpful. I've reached out to you on a couple of things, and you've always been instantly responding and helpful, and patient, which I'm sure is a part of the job.
Yeah.
A lot of patience. So, what else should we know about the DDA, or that's coming up or going on with the DDA?
Oh man, I mean, we can. The DDA has meetings every month. They're open meetings.
Yes.
If you ever want to know what's happening, we post our minutes. You can come to the meetings. You can come to the committee meetings, and you can always reach out to me about really anything if you have any questions, and we'll try to get you at least. Maybe I don't know the answer, but I'll try to get you to the right place.
Awesome.
So. It's we want to be approachable and accessible, and we also want to hear about I've worked at the DDA now since 2018. I love to hear new ideas too.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So we want to just, if you've got something that you've been thinking about, I'd love to see this here, or I'd love to see this sort of program, or boy, we need more drinking fountains in downtown, which is something we're working on.
Yes.
Like that sort of thing. We're happy to hear it.
Yes.
Just reach out and move on from there.
Okay, for sure. And you guys do some cool things on social media. I've seen this belt.
Oh yeah, Sammy Slam belt.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So Sammy Slam. Oh man, I wish we could have brought it. Tanya would have brought it up. But Sammy Slam is a sandwich competition that we launched this year.
Awesome.
And we want to do a little bit more of these sorts of things, but we're really piloting this. We really want to get it right. But it's just a fun passport program where people get to vote for their favorite sandwich.
Awesome.
And it's not like a mean-spirited competition. It's just really like it's a great competition. And we actually decided, because of the name of the Sammy Slam, we were trying to figure out what the trophy was. And we came across the belt, and we're like, it's perfect.
With the slam, yeah.
So, we ended up ordering it, and it took a long time to come in. But once it came in, it was like 2 months after.
Nice.
After we already announced that Bear Bakes won, but then we're like, but just wait, now we have this belt. So, Bear Bakes has the belt.
Okay.
They get to hold on to it for a year.
Oh, nice.
And then they have to give it back because the belt gets carried on.
Oh, very sweet. But a year is a good amount of time, though, to hold on to.
They can do whatever they want with it. They just have to return it. They can wear it every day.
Okay. Very cool.
So that's just one of our newest programs that we're excited about. And of course, we also do some holiday storefront competition, which is a friendly competition every year. Just trying to get people to.
I'm sure there's some competitive people that
always.
I'm getting it this year.
For sure. But we want to see that, right? Just keep getting bigger and better, and then get more people involved, more people voting.
For sure.
And that's the cool thing too, is that the people who vote, they end up being able to, they might be able to get a gift card or something to the businesses that they voted for, and then, or some of these other ones, they might get a random gift card to a place they've never been to. So we're really just trying to get people to explore more of it.
That is so cool.
Ypsilanti, so
Yes, well, awesome. What's the web address for DDA?
YpsilantiDDA.org.
All right. Thank you very much, Elize.
Thank you
All
for
right.
having
It's
me.
a pleasure.
Yep.
Okay. We'll see you next time.